Tell us about finding out your child had a hearing loss.
When our daughter was born in Louisiana, she was born in New Orleans, there was no infant hearing screening of all infants at all, only high-risk infants. She was our first daughter. So we had no hearing testing at that time. She cried a lot as an infant, and we wondered what was up, but had no past experience with deafness to be able to identify her. So it took a long time. We had lots of support for our denial from friends and coworkers, and we went along with her for a while. At 18 months, she had a hearing test in a very small town with someone who didn't know what they were doing, and she passed with flying colors. She has a 95 decibel bilateral hearing loss. So that set us back another 6 months at least. We finally moved to a different state, met a pediatrician who didn't know us, and got some definitive answers. If your child doesn't have language at the age of 2, something's up. So we finally got through the identifying process just after she turned 2. And during that next 3 months, identified her hearing loss. And during that time, when we went to the audiologist and they said, "I'm so sorry, your daughter's deaf," I said, "Where's the library?" Because I knew I had a lot to learn. I knew I had a lot of language delay because she'd had 2 years with very limited language learning. And I was in a hurry to get the language in her. So my response to that was, okay, I got to go to the library. I have a lot to read here. And the process of what we lost and the grieving process with us is something that we did over time just a little bit, and I've gotten down to about 20 seconds, and I recommend that each time something comes up, you do that 20-second grieving process. It helps us through each step of our child's life. Let me add more and explain about the 20-second grieving process. The process of grieving happens anytime we lose something. We've all heard or read, I hope, about the denial and the anger and the other pieces of the process that go along with coming to a place of acceptance with what's happening in our lives and then going forward with a new normal. Grieving takes up a lot of time if we don't recognize the process and go through it and get on to the next step. So I spent some time, each time I would become disappointed or upset because of something that my daughter seemed to not be able to do or stay behind, I would focus on that disappointment for a little bit and go through the process. And I've gotten to a place now where I can, anytime there's a roadblock, I can say, hold on just a second. I need to grieve a little bit, just hold on. And in a very, very short time, I can say, it makes me really angry that we can't do that, or that person is not polite, and I'm really disappointed that we have to go through that. It's not fair for my daughter, and I want to change it, and I can't change it, and okay, fine. And then I'm back, finished, thank you, and I can go on with life. So that 20 seconds of time helps us stay on track, staying with helping her succeed.